But first, all new at 6 in a fight over cannabis going to court this week.
Companies demanding answers about Georgia's stalled medical marijuana industry. In 2015, former Governor Nathan Deal signed a bill legalizing cannabis oil for people with chronic illnesses. Fast forward 7 years, nowhere in the state patients can go buy that oil.
CBS 46 investigative reporter Rachel Polansky digs into the lawsuit that's taking center stage tomorrow. Rachel.
After a state-appointed commission selected 6 companies to produce cannabis oil in Georgia, they were met with protests and this lawsuit from the companies who were not selected. And amid an already slow rollout, this will likely mean even more delays for thousands of patients.
Behind this smile is a heartbreaking battle.
He's been through a lot.
Jagger Kott suffers from a rare neurological disorder called Lee's disease.
So he's nonverbal, never spoke in his life. He cannot hold his head up, he cannot walk, he's 100% handicapped.
Doctors said he would not live past his 4th birthday. Today, Jagger is 11 years old. His dad, Sebastian, credits high CBD, low THC cannabis oil as the key to his progress.
Right away, we saw some changes, but the one thing that I will never forget is Jagger hasn't smiled for probably a year before that. After like 2 days on the CBD, Jagger smiled again.
For years, patients like Jagger have been waiting for Georgia to establish its medical marijuana industry. Finally, in 2019, this 7-member commission was chosen to craft regulations and license cannabis producers. And in 2021, they announced these 6 winners from a pool of nearly 70. Almost immediately after, there was backlash from some of the losing bidders over grading and redactions.
To even pretend that you're doing something properly and objectively, you gotta at least do blind grading. They didn't do that.
When attorney Jerome Lee, who is representing losing bidder Georgia Atlas, requested the winning applications, he got hundreds of blacked out pages.
The secrecy thing is concerning.
CBS 46 Investigates encountered the same thing when we received the government documents. A spokesperson for Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission told us, quote, although the requested records exist, state law requires such records to be confidential and not be subject to the Georgia Open Records Act. Nearly 24 losing companies have since filed protests. And Georgia Atlas's lawsuit calls the bidding process, quote, lacking in transparency, objectivity, and fairness. They also allege backroom deals, pointing to winning bidder Botanical Sciences, which does not have an operational website yet, but does have on its board of directors former U.S. Congressman and one-time marijuana opponent Tom Price. Their allegations also insinuate that winning bidder Trulieve improperly donated to Morehouse School of Medicine, the alma mater of Cannabis Commission Chairman Dr. Christopher Edwards.
It's either generosity with strange timing or it's something else.
Both Trulieve and Morehouse School of Medicine deny these allegations, with Trulieve telling us the partnership was, quote, not announced until after the deadline for the application had passed. Meanwhile, medical marijuana licenses cannot be finalized until protests are resolved. And of course, all of this will take time.
I'm still hopeful we're gonna get it, but it's just taking forever. Happy birthday.
Time that Jagger and thousands of other patients may not have.
Now arguments begin at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Georgia Atlas is asking the judge to stop the commission from going forward with finalizing those licenses, while the Cannabis Commission is, of course, pushing to dismiss the case. We'll have an update on that tomorrow. Rachel Polansky, CBS 46 News.
Tonight.